Crafty and Heroes. And who's ready to start the show?
Me.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. Oh, man, it's your boy John Harrington here. After a series of unfortunate technical difficulties, I've got John Regan with me. Say hey.
Hey.
And I've got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, fellas. I guess I don't really need to reference Johnny's technical difficulties, but we've been dealing with it for several minutes, so it's like on the tip of my tongue, but whatever. This is all stuff that I will edit out or not edit out of the podcast version. Who cares? It's Game That Tune. We're back in the house for whatever episode this is, the episode we're making today. Game That Tune, the game show where we listen to video game music and try and guess each other's games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia. We do a lot of goofing. We have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and gets to play some bonus tunes. Our winner last episode of Game That Tune was Jesse, and Jesse chose a fantastic theme for this week's episode, and I'm delighted to have him tell you what it is.
The theme was basically the word collection, and from this you could go with maybe a game that is a collection of games, or perhaps a game in which you collect things.
Word. Yep. That's it's a hell of a word associated with games. You know, collection, it's a good theme, Jesse. You know, taking the ways that you just provided. Again, you know, we don't have to relitigate the theme discussion from the end of the show last week, but I'm sorry that I did veto your suggestion that it could be any game that's part of your personal collection.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, because that just too broad at that point. But no, the ways in which collection really applies to certain games, very fun theme. Because man, they've I don't know if you noticed in the past few years, probably more so since the games have become more easily downloaded on consoles and things. A lot of collections floating around. A lot of companies seem to enjoy repackaging old games and selling them to you for a couple of bucks. Make a few extra little shekels off some games that they don't sell or maybe are on a system that nobody plays anymore. It's seems like a common strategy in gaming. And then of course, collecting things within a game. I mean, my God, how many games are centered around collecting things? So many.
Quite a few.
Even if, yeah. I mean, like, obviously, there's usually, like, I'm trying to think of it. Is there a game where the only object of the game is to collect things and, like, it, like, I'm imagining a Mario game where, like, you collect a certain number of coins and, like, the level just ends. There's no, like, bosses or, like, things, like, like, are there, maybe, Pac-Man's a good one. Yeah. I was also just realizing I was thinking Katamari Damacy.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Like you just collect a certain number of things and now you have completed the level. Goodbye. Like, there's no like boss fights or, traversal or whatever. It's, I'm just doing some brainstorming out loud here.
I guess Crazy Tax is just trying to collect the most money.
I mean, that's true in the sense that I guess you do collect things in any, like arcade score attack type game. You're collecting the points to try and get the highest number of points. So yeah, that's true.
You can really get some wild stuff in this category.
Yeah, man, you could make some crazy money.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Okay, let's all get the Crazy Taxi out of our system. Jesse, give me a hey.
Hey, want to make some crazy money?
Yeah, that feels good. Feels
Pretty
right.
good.
Yeah, it's good. It's real good. So yeah, Collection-a-thon on tonight's episode of Game That Tune. It's gonna be a blast. I think we have 100 games to get through before we
151.
151. See, now we're talking. So Johnny, it was a bad night to start late, but yeah, let's start on the road to 151 games. It begins with a single game.
Game 1.
That's the one.
All right, guys. So there's plans in the sequel to have some areas, that you can only unlock by doing things in the sequel and then coming back to this game. Um, it would a patent that was filed revealed that this would involve swapping the cartridges while the power to the console was off. And some changes were made to the console in 1999 that was going to prevent this from actually working.
Ah,
Helps if I turn up my volume. All right, guys, who's got some answers?
Hold on, I'm still writing. Okay.
I mean, there's just so many games this could be.
No.
So let's see here. Everyone wrote Banjo-Kazooie, and everyone is correct.
Go.
This is Banjo-Kazooie, and yeah, the feature I was talking about is the infamous stop and swap, which was gonna somehow involve you turning off the console and swapping game cartridges, and somehow it would work. I really don't quite understand.
I mean, it's a really interesting idea, whatever they intended to do with it, but no, I mean, obviously I'm not a technical guy, but like, it's like the opposite of what like Sonic and Knuckles was. Like, don't invent like an add-on to a game and, make them interact somehow. Let's implement something in the system's memory that allows you to turn off the system and change the game. Like, that sounds complicated.
What? But wasn't that in the DMX song?
Yeah. Oh man, you think the Rough Riders are they the ones that updated the system, Johnny? Because their whole
Stop.
thing,
Swap.
and they shut it down and opened up a shop.
Yeah.
Do you think that Rare heard that and said, "Oh
Never mind."
no"? And then you couldn't you couldn't get the ice key, and that's how the Rough Riders roll.
God, our show is the best.
But yeah, no, I mean, again, it just whatever the hell they intended to do with it. I mean, it sounds like an interesting idea. Obviously, way too complicated, and what did you say changed? How did Nintendo change the system to not allow that? Like, was it the expansion pack or something, or like what? What
They
stopped
just
it?
realized they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They're like, "This is what?
Yeah.
How would you
Wait.
do this?"
Yeah, why would we do this?
Yeah, like I really don't know how on earth this is supposed to work, and what changes they made that would like I mean I'm guess like so it says it would somehow utilize the RAM bus memory, which usually when you turn any kind of computer off, all the RAM is cleared.
Right.
And so I'm guessing there must have been something where on the earlier versions of the console somehow that memory would still be up and running, but like then they made a revision where it clears it on shutdown. Probably not giving a shit because it's supposed to be cleared anyways. Like it was probably a minor bug fix as far as they could tell. So I'm reading up here like there's a time a fan site got to go tour Rare headquarters in 2004, and they asked about the stop and swap feature. The tour guide just said It was never officially announced as being part of the game, and immediately requested the tour move on. Like
Yeah.
they do not want to talk about it.
That's funny. Yeah, ain't no stop and swap, and there never was. They
Look,
shudder.
how about we
Banjo Kazooie
stop
with stop and swap.
and swap to another conversation?
Yeah, let me swap your attention to the gift shop. You know, I'll ask you politely to leave immediately.
And yeah, apparently there's like 6 different colored eggs, and they represent different games that had come out or were coming out. Like so somehow this is going to involve like Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Blast Corps, and you're going to do something where you somehow take your save data through all these games. Like,
all right, see, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, if they had some grand plan in mind to make a thing that moves through all rare games on the Nintendo 64. Yeah, I'd be intrigued by that. Like, oh, you start playing Blast Corps, but then you pop Conker's Bad Fur Day in, and it gives you like the fucking like the flying suit in Conker's Bad Fur Day or something. And then like, you swap that out with Diddy Kong Racing, and now it unlocks a new vehicle in Diddy Kong Racing or something. Like,
throw some GoldenEye 007 in. You get to play.
Yeah,
you get to play GoldenEye as Banjo.
Exactly. Yeah.
Turn all the enemies
chain together.
Turn
all the rare
games.
games.
Banjo.
That's
I'm
a
just
good
thinking
idea.
of like an MCU, but it's just rare games.
God, they could have had it, man.
Yeah.
There was a time where I would have been very excited about that. Not so much these days. I mean, rare's fine, but like, man, 2001 or so, if they announced like a fucking like a super like Rare Brothers, a fucking fighting game of all rare characters, I would have bought it. Yeah, no question.
Fucking big truck in Blast Corps, like going over the big poop monster from Conker.
Hell yeah. God. Rare Infinity, man. Just all their characters crossing over in strange and bizarre ways. Yeah, fucking you got Perfect Dark.
Yeah, I
fucking
was just saying.
I don't know. Fighting Kremlings.
Jet Force Gemini.
That's a rare property. Jet Force Gemini. Oh man. But man, Banjo and Kazooie.
Pretty good game. A lot of collecting to do.
There's a lot of collecting to do in this one. Yeah. Johnny, here's a question. We were recently playing some Switch games online. You ever play Banjo-Tooie?
No, I have not.
Yeah. Am I wrong in thinking that maybe like nobody actually wants to play Banjo-Tooie? Like it seemed like a good idea at the time, and once it came out and got kind of okay reviews, like looking back, it's Banjo-Kazooie I want to play, and Banjo-Tooie just seems like too much, and I don't want to touch it. Is that a weird feeling these days?
No, I feel like this is fairly common,
right?
Because that's kind of my situation. Like I love the characters, and I feel like I would want to play another game with those characters. But I've heard Tooie is like basically more of the same and even more collecting.
Right. And like interminably huge levels.
Yeah. And that's just.
Whereas it's like, Banjo-Kazooie, I know Banjo-Kazooie. I want to go back and play Banjo-Kazooie. Like, I don't know. There's something to be said about the familiarity of a game that we all played. Because, I feel like the hype kind of died down even once Banjo-Tooie actually came out. It's like, oh, yeah, no, we didn't think you were actually going to make that. And now that it doesn't have stop and swap, like, no, none of us want to play it. Do you think they could implement stop and swap using the Nintendo 64 online features for the Switch?
I think so. Yeah, why not?
That they probably could do, right? Like, you're running like virtual things here, so like they could probably bring the stop and swap concept back.
Yeah. Run a virtual Rambus.
Exactly. But yeah, man, fucking God. I'm trying to think of the things that you collect. I feel like, man, there's a lot of fucking things to collect in Banjo-Kazooie. Some music notes is the coins,
feathers,
and then you got all the different power-up things like eggs and feathers and red feathers and gold feathers.
You got jiggies, which are basically like the stars from Mario 64.
Right. Yeah. So the jiggies are the stars, and then of course my favorite thing is the characters that you collect. The Jinjos.
Yeah.
What's the deal with those Jinjos, man? I love those guys.
I love at the end of the final boss fight when they all come together and help you out. Oh, I love it. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
The skulls.
Oh yeah, you get the Mumbo tokens.
The Mumbo tokens, and you get those little Mumbo transformations. And you can turn into
Mhm.
a gator and
Washing machine.
a washing machine sometimes.
Yep. Am I misremembering it? Is there, maybe this is something that put in TUI, were there pages of a book of cheat codes?
I think that was a different. So there was a book you could find called Cheeto in a few areas, and he would tell you codes that you could then use.
Okay.
And there's a mini game you could play with bottles, the bowl, and earn cheat codes with those. But I think the pages, I think it's from a different game. I don't recall there being pages you collect.
That's probably
Unless I has missed them entirely, but
right, yeah, I don't know.
I'll say this game is so much better playing it now. Now that we have save states.
Oh yeah,
it's like, man, I remember, if you die in a level, however many music notes you collect, that's it, and you got to collect them again to try to get the 100 again, right? So like,
whoa, okay, yeah, that's a detail I forgot.
Yeah, that part was a real pain in the ass. So yeah, this game's like, oh, did I just die? No, I didn't.
Yeah, because so you got to collect the 100 notes in every level to get like a jiggy to complete the game. So like, man, I don't remember having to do that all in like one life. I thought it was more like you come and go as you please and find the ones you forgot. But fuck, yeah, I forgot that.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Huh? Yeah. No, yeah. I'm actually now thinking about playing this now on the Nintendo's online thing. If it's more breezy, I'm in favor of it.
He's got to remember to actually make the save states because the 64 doesn't have the rewind feature. You have to actually make a save state.
Yeah,
okay, word.
But yeah, basically, once I'm down to like 1 health, I'm like, and save state.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I can't imagine a situation that I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie, that I would recognize I'm about to die, or like feel like, oh man, yeah, this is a really tough part coming up here. But yeah, I guess you do get hit from time to time on things. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me being cocksure about my Banjo-Kazooie skills. But yeah, man, what a good game, man. Do you think they could ever come back? Like, are they just done?
Well, he just came back at Smash, right? I mean,
that was a few years ago at this point. But like, I'm saying, could a Banjo-Kazooie new Banjo-Kazooie come back? Because I mean,
they just Astrobot it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if they just fucking they Astrobot it?
And like, you're just saving rare characters. And
people have a hunger for good, fun, childish platforming. Astrobot won fucking Game of the Year in various places. Fucking, hire those guys to make a Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah.
Or Sony buy Rare from Microsoft. I don't know, man. Fucking, When was they made that Banjo-Kazooie game for what, 360 nuts and bolts where you're like building wacky cars or whatever? Yeah, that's been a long ass time.
2008. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. Woo. Been long enough. Fucking let's try making another Banjo-Kazooie platformer. People would dig it.
Yeah.
So now the question is, like, Jesse, how would they update it? Because like it was always like you consume different eggs or like find different power-ups. Would the answer be 2 birds in the backpack, or like just
well,
I don't know, or like
you win
different
$1 million?
What are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Well, 2 birds at the same time.
I mean, that's okay. Long walk to that one, but
what I love about it is you could have kept the line 2 chicks at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what silly way they would find a way to update it. Would it be different animals wear the backpack with Kazooie and that changes the gameplay somehow, or would it be there's more than one Kazooie in the backpack and that's how you update the mechanics?
Like Kazooie verse, maybe.
Yeah, or
there's like a portal that opens into the backpack, and
or what if Kazooie becomes like Yoshi, and depending on like what egg Kazooie consumes, they have a baby immediately, and that baby gives you a new power.
Baby bear bird.
Yeah, they just birth a baby BK out of the backpack, and that becomes a temporary power. I'm just spitballing here, but we could fucking figure this out. Again, it would mostly be take Astrobot, copy it, and find a way to like make it like Banjo-Kazooie. You know, it's I'd say it's possible.
Yeah.
We gotta get people talking. We gotta get people on the phone. I'm not sure who's in charge of any of this anymore.
Rare.
Yeah,
I
some of
don't
those.
think they're even sure.
Yeah,
Call Phil
exactly. Yeah,
Spencer.
right. I mean, that's the thing. Rare's like a Microsoft thing. What's the last thing Rare made? That pirate game.
Yeah, and they're still making it. That thing
Right.
crushes it.
Yeah. So maybe throw Banjo and Kazooie into that. See if people care about
They
that.
did put Monkey Island in it, so
I mean, that makes sense. It's a pirate game.
yeah.
It would make much more fun and less sense if they put a bear and a bird in there. But I don't know. I would love to see it come back because I don't know. It's fun. I like collecting things. It's been a long time since I heard a Jinjo cry out in joy because I touched him.
Jinjo.
So, see, yeah. So I long for the touch of a Jinjo.
Game 2.
All right, gentlemen. Some of the weapons in this game are made from the main character's various bodily fluids, such as blood, urine, and feces.
See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the morning. I'll stay with you.
All right.
Well,
I'm very happy so far. All right, let's see some answers. Okay, so Johnny says Banjo Tooie. He's close. And John says Sonic Frontiers. No,
that was only based on the trivia.
yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I haven't played Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the music, but it
You're
sounded like the trivia
close.
was.
No, this is a Hideo Kojima joint called Death Stranding.
0 points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game. Have either of you played this interesting thing?
I hate to admit it. No.
No.
Though I will say I pieced together that it was Death Stranding by the 4th minute or so of that last song. It's
okay.
a long ridiculous ballad thing, and then there's baby cooing in the background. It's like, oh, okay, it's the Death Stranding thing. But no, I never got Death Stranding. I like Kojima. I like the work that he does, mostly the Metal Gear games. This game did not look fun. It looked upsetting. So I didn't get it.
So,
sorry to lay that on you. I know.
Well, no, because you say upsetting, and I don't understand. I don't know if you mean like upsetting as in like, because there can be, I guess, good upsetting in a video game.
Sure.
Okay.
But that's the thing. I don't want to play this game to find out if it has a bleak and uplifting finish, because I don't think I want to play the game. It's like you're trudging through a fucking like decrepit world as Norman Reedus delivering packages, and I don't know. I assume there's some kind of the whole thing just looked fucking bleak and upsetting.
I'll say I agree, because when this game first came out, at first I was like, all right, Kojima, new game.
Yeah.
And then I saw it and I'm like, is this a game? Like,
well, when they first showed it, and it was like,
that's-
what's going on? There's like phantoms of like, there's mysterious, like that first trailer, there was like an air of mystery. There's a lot of dead sea life. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really fucking like some kind of bleak futuristic thing about climate change or something. And then turns out I was like, but maybe it's an action game where you're fighting phantoms or something. I didn't know what it was. And then as more details came out of on the game, it's like, oh, I'm not sure I want to play that.
It's weird because, like I said, when it first came out, I was very not interested in it. It also being a Sony exclusive kind of, helped that. But then they released it on the Xbox, and then it was for like a ridiculous price on sale over the holidays. And I was like, I feel like there's like a Kojima sized hole in my chest, because like, I didn't really click with Metal Gear Solid 5 as much as I wanted to. But like, I figured going into this game, I wouldn't have any of the Metal Gear baggage, and I could just accept the Kojima of it all.
Right.
And so like,
maybe unconstrained by the Metal Gear series, Kojima could flourish.
And I gotta tell you, like, I've been playing this game for, I think I'm up to over 20 hours. I think I'm halfway through. Although if you look at the chapter number and the number of chapters, you'll be like, there's no way. But I saw when I was looking for trivia for this game, a thing where like, yeah, some of the chapters are like incredibly short. So if you're on chapter 3, you're like halfway through. I was like, oh, okay. But it's the lore stuff in this game is so fucking weird. Like, okay, first of all, I'm going to try to piece some of these things out to you, because as with a Kojima game, I don't quite understand all of it.
Sure.
But the stuff I do know sounds real fucked up. So like, if a human dies, they die just I'm dead now, if they die, they explode with enough power of like a nuclear bomb.
Oh, okay.
You're just, I'm 78 years old, I'm having a heart attack, I'm dead now. You have like a certain amount of time to cremate that corpse or it's going to explode. So you have that to deal with while in your everyday living. So that's weird because you're one of the first missions is you're taking this body to this incinerator, so that doesn't happen, and things go wrong, and then it does happen.
Yeah. See, and God damn it, I have questions on the first thing you bring up. Like, what?
Yeah,
you gotta drag a dead body to an incinerator to make sure it doesn't explode. But like, like who? How do they know how long you have before you explode? Why don't you explode as soon as as soon as the last breath is taken? Who? I'm filled with questions just by this one conceit of this bizarre game.
Yeah, that's just one of many, and like they make it so you want to kind of keep playing to hope someone tells you something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so far it's been like you're kind of getting closer to like maybe the info you want to hear, but then they sprinkle on more weird shit, and you're like, oh god, now I want to know what that's.
And then there's a weird celebrity cameo. You think you're getting close to something, and then Guillermo del Toro walks into frame, and he's like, "Actually, there will be no explanations."
So one of the main side characters, his body is Guillermo.
So it's not Guillermo himself.
The body is Guillermo, and he has some other person's voice. His name is fuck.
It's not important. If it's not Guillermo himself, if he just did the mocap for it.
It's a weird name. Like a lot of people have like there's one guy named Die Hard Man. That's his name. And he wears like this black mask. Like it's kind of cool.
You say that's weird.
Yeah. And so another thing I've picked up is so this game you delivering a lot of things to people. It's kind of like what if UPS was really fucked up?
Right. That's the thing. Once I learned that about the game, I'm like, well, that doesn't sound fun. Like,
man, I've been having so much fun delivering packages. I don't know why. It's something about the controls, because like you're walking and the terrain is all fucked up. So like you can just fucking fall over, and then your boxes go everywhere. And that's comical, but you don't want to damage your stuff.
Right.
So you got to like press the buttons. You got to press the buttons to like steady yourself, and that's kind of fun.
It sounds kind of fun.
It's okay. Here's another way that I was thinking about. It's like a real fucked up Animal Crossing, because you're just like delivering things to people. And then like it makes like them want to like build stuff. You can build stuff like in Animal Crossing.
Okay.
The like every time you turn in a quest or deliver something, you get a whole bunch of like Facebook likes, and so like these likes build up, and then the more likes you have in a settlement, the more stuff they can fabricate for you and stuff. Whenever
so it's not just trudging across like a hellscape terrain, doing like moving from one Kojima cutscene to another. There is more to the game than just walking a package to somebody. Something bleak happens, the corpse explodes, and then like you wake up the next day and deliver the next package.
Like one thing I did was there's these people, they just call them mules, and basically they're like they hang around and try to steal packages from people. And so like you'll find like a camp where they hang out. So I snuck in. There's a lot of sneaking in this game.
Okay.
And like
Kojima knows a sneak.
You got to hold your breath and stuff. I just got the ability to make a holographic projection of a rock surround me, so people will think I'm a rock, which is pretty cool.
What about a box?
Well, I'm getting to that in a minute.
Okay.
Well, okay. So I figured out that Kojima has secretly been wanting to make this game his whole existence, because as soon as Snake could fit into a box, he was probably like, "Oh man, what if I just made a game about boxes and moving boxes around?"
Mhm.
And that's this game. So I snuck into this camp and I stole like their truck and just like drove it out of Dodge, and now it's my truck. And so a truck, you can carry a lot more shit in it. I've been building roads which make traverse a lot easier. um, there was one quest I had to do for this like filmmaker guy. I just had to find a whole bunch of, he had lost a bunch of video game consoles, so I had to go find them
Oh, great.
and pick them up and bring them back. That was fun. It's whenever it rains, um, it ages stuff super fast. So like your packages deteriorate. Also, when it's raining, there's more chance of finding these things called BTs, which I think are some kind of ghost type thing. And those are the things that you throw your like piss, shit, and blood at. Um, and I'll be honest with you guys. I think I've only. Could you imagine like if you saw Ghostbusters and they just threw shit at Slimer?
I mean, yeah.
But,
Maybe not in the PG original Ghostbusters, but yeah, eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, but
Get these
But-
young kids slinging their
Christ.
piss.
yeah, but I think I've only used like one piss bomb, and the rest are the blood bombs. Those are the ones that really fuck up the ghost things. And you use your own blood, so you also have to carry around blood bags to like replenish your blood, which is real fucked up. I will say like the casting of fucking what's his name?
Reedus.
Yeah, Reedus. Like I don't like I could give a fuck about Walking Dead and stuff, but this man looks like a man who like has lived a rough fucking life. So
Yes.
he's like a perfect character. Like whenever I see him, like you like can sleep in these private rooms and he just like lays down all exhausted. He looks fucking exhausted.
Yeah. No, that guy, he's got a tired look about him.
And then you get to watch him take a shower if you want to, which is fun, or you can watch him poop.
Great.
You can just be outside and you can pee. And when you pee, well, at least so far, the two times I've done, whenever you pee, a giant mushroom grows. And people in their games, they can see that mushroom and they can send likes to it.
Wait, it's a connected game? Like it's
Yeah.
It's,
So,
what?
like, once you connect the cities together, you'll start seeing buildings and stuff that other people have built that will be very helpful, because you'll be like, oh, now that mountain has a fucking ladder that goes up the side of it with a rope. That'll make going up that ladder a lot easier. I'll go over there and send Sephiroth Boogers 233 some likes. And you know,
Sephiroth Burgers 233.
yeah. And so there's that situation going on. Also, you carry around a baby with you,
Yeah.
and he's like in this little like connected, like this little, I don't know, it's like a bubble thing that
Like an
connects to your
artificial
suit.
womb thing that he's
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
at all times. Yeah.
And it's connected to this device that spins around and tells you if any bad things are nearby. And sometimes, like, say you like are running and you jump off and fall off a cliff and fall down, the baby will start crying because you know you just fucking,
Because you fell off a cliff. Yes.
yeah, you just ate shit.
Mhm.
So then
As a
you have
father of a young baby right now, I can tell you,
yeah.
they do cry when they fall off a cliff. Yeah, you really don't want to do that.
So then, like, you can take the baby off and soothe it, and like you like shake it, and then not too bad, but like you know, just kind of like you know, and then the
Good old
baby
pat.
will start cooing, and then like little heart shaped bubbles come out of its mouth. That's real fucking weird. It's like, oh yeah, it is.
This game's just bizarre.
It's
Yeah.
such a video game, but like, and it has a cool look to it. What was the other thing? Trying trying to think. There was another thing I wanted to mention. Oh, so every time like you sleep and you come back you go out to do more like missions and stuff, there'll be a cutscene of, because for some reason you got like a weird baby, and so like it has all these memories that
Nothing to
babies
do
aren't
with it
supposed to
blowing
have.
heart bubbles at you.
Yeah. And so you can see its memories, and so you keep seeing these weird memories of like Mads Mikkelsen like having these meltdowns, and like I guess his wife is like in this like Mr. Freeze type container that he has his wife in, and he's just like has like a bottle of like whiskey, and he's like crying half the time, and it's real weird. You're like, why
And
is
these are the baby's memories?
baby's memories, dude? This game
What?
is fucking off the rails. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird, and like
I don't know if you're beating the fucking allegations beset by me that this game is upsetting, because I'm upset by everything I've heard. Like
yeah,
everything you've said about this, it doesn't make me want to play the game. It makes me want to maybe hear you talk about it some more.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like I feel like I'm good on this. I don't know. I'm not sure this is an experience I need.
I like HCO in the chat said bro gave birth to Bubble Bobble, and I honestly don't know if he means that Kojima had something to do with Bubble Bobble, or if in this game a character like gives birth and its Bubble Bobble comes out.
I mean, you're holding a baby that spits bubbles, so if the baby were a dragon, then yes, it would be much like Bubble Bobble. Maybe at some point in the game the baby turns into a dragon. Who knows?
yeah. I'm only in chapter 3.
Crazier things have happened.
And I read something about recreating some kind of Vietnam flashback in the game, and I haven't been there yet. And that sounds fucking wild. I can't
Sure,
wait.
yeah. Why not? Fucking throw it in there. Let's
Yeah.
It's also a Vietnam game. Why not?
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just
This game
I
is
don't know, man.
everything.
I'm
it's crazy.
confounded by the fucking game. Like I'm intrigued because it's Kojima, and it because the game got a lot of praise and it won awards and stuff. But I'm also like, I don't know if I have to play everything. Like I don't know. Yeah, I barely have time for the games I know I want to play. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, like I said, I was very dismissive at first, and playing it has really like just turned me around, and it's
Right.
It's interesting. Like
It's
I said,
intriguing to me.
maybe watch someone play it for a little bit, and
Yeah.
that might. I don't know, because I feel like it's a good feeling game too, even though like when you're like trying to stumble around, like you feel like you still have control. Like as long as you're paying attention, like you can usually stop yourself from eating shit. Now throwing shit, you can do that now.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Let's revisit this on down the road. Maybe I'll play it sometime soon. Just because again, I got respect and love for Kojima, but
I picked this because you're collecting packages and stuff.
oh yeah, I was gonna say we didn't even address what you actually collect in the game. Besides likes and baby
you do collect
bubbles,
likes and baby bubbles,
packages,
piss.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but that's the thing. You give away the piss. So,
Well,
do you
so
really collect it?
Well, yeah. When you go to the bathroom, the scientist uses all your waste and turns it into weapons, and then gives it to you, and then you equip it.
Oh, good. There's a scientist in the bathroom waiting to synthesize my waste. Thank goodness.
Yeah, and your shower water.
Yeah, here I am. I was worried this game couldn't get any weirder, and they found a way. There's the bathroom scientist. Thank goodness.
Well, he's not there. These are some machines that he operates.
Yeah, I'm just
And there's a
Ugh.
lady that can like teleport with an umbrella. And she's great. Her name's Fragile. I'm
not Mary Poppins.
no.
Okay, yeah. Let's not go further on this. Well, I don't know, man. I'm so thrown off by learning anything about this game. It's just what a pile of information you've given me. Usually there's a sound in plays.
Oh yeah. So
All right, guys. So this game features 190 character cameos from 120 different games released over a 30-year span. All right. You guys should be feeling great after that. I'm sure you know exactly what this is. Wow. Wow. Johnny has drawn a penis. Sadly incorrect. Jesse says Decidia. Super incorrect. No, fellas. We actually already invoked this game on the show at one point tonight. This is Astrobot.
0 points.
Oh,
Yeah. Astrobot, the 30-year love letter to Sony from itself. A big pat on the back from Sony to Sony saying, hey, Sony, you did it. Congratulations.
remember all these IP we don't make games of anymore?
Man, I mean, like, it's a weird thing playing this game because it's like, wow, yeah, I remember all these things. Or, I mean, a lot of them. There's some obscure ass fucking like characters in this game, but it's kind of like, yeah, wow, where did all these things go? Like, how fun seeing Sony pull deep cut things that they don't make anymore.
Tomba.
Yeah, like fucking God, what are some of there's some really
Incredible
hold on.
Crisis.
I don't even know what that is, but yeah, that sounds like something obscure. Okay, so here's the thing. So let me just get through the broad strokes of Astrobot for people that don't know, but Johnny. Johnny, how much you know about Astrobot at this point?
0.
So this game, it's a
I know that.
it's a fun collectible collectathon platformer. I think the developers have been pretty open about the fact that they basically just copied from like what they liked about the 3D Mario games, like Super Mario Sunshine. You're playing as a cute little robot, Astrobot. You can do like a jump and then like a hover jump, kind of like you have the Flood backpack on from Super Mario Sunshine. You can find little powers around that give you like certain skills in certain levels, but they go away when you leave that area. So it's not like all the levels are unique and different. But yeah, it's really simple, kind of straightforward platforming, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very fun game. You're playing as this cute little robot character. You go around to different planets, and then eventually you fight a boss. And after you fight the boss in each area, you unlock a special planet area that's based on a PlayStation property of some sort.
Hmm.
And so it's kind of a, there's like I think 5 main areas, and each one, you're going through the first one, and the first area, it's a love letter to the beloved PlayStation 1 iconic game. Do you guys want to take a guess as two non PS5 owners what the iconic PlayStation 1 area is?
Ape Escape.
Did you Google that?
No, but I know that when that game came out, it was a big deal because it really used the whole motorized controller that just came out for the PlayStation.
Yeah, it's essentially why they released the DualShock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Johnny, it is an Ape Escape themed area. At which point yes, well done. You become the little guy from Ape Escape, and you run around capturing apes with your little net. It's very fun, very sweet. Okay, Jesse, do you want to guess what the PlayStation 2 era representative game is?
God, I know what I wish it would be.
San Andreas.
It's definitely not the bouncer. But Mr. Mosquito.
Okay, now that's a very deep cut, Jesse. And guess what? There is a Mr. Mosquito themed bot that you can find in the game.
Okay.
But no, it is not a Mr. Mosquito themed level. The representative game for the PlayStation 2 era is, of course, God of War.
Oh, duh. Fuck.
But it's not the fucking like ancient Greece God of War. You're playing the PlayStation 4 God of War. It's the Norse, the new bearded Kratos with the boy.
Mm.
So it's a little bit of a weird kind of like, wait, no, I want to. If you're doing God of War, I want 2 blades on chains. I want a robot slashing motherfuckers. But no, he's got like the big axe. But okay, fine. PlayStation 3. Any guesses? Yeah, the first song was from the PlayStation 3 representative level. I'll just tell you, it's Uncharted.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and that one's kind of fun. You turn into Nathan Drake, and you get a little spiky haircut, and you get a gun, and it becomes just like a shoot 'em up level where you're rescuing the other robots that are all dressed as
that's fun.
Uncharted characters. And so then there's not the next thing is not what you're expecting. It's not a PS4 thing; it's a PSP thing.
Oh.
So Jesse, being the PSP man, what's the PSP themed level gonna be?
Oh, is it was it called Loco Roco?
It is Loco Roco.
Yeah, that game fucking ruled.
And the level rules too, because you just play like a tilting game using the controller, and it's just colorful. You can't fuck it up.
That's cool.
It's just really fun. Again, the whole game is just very fun, very clever. Levels. And then, of course, the final area that you unlock for the, like the referential parts is a Horizon Zero Dawn area, everybody's favorite game of the last generation.
Is there any Legend of Dragoon representation?
Yes, there is. You can find a robot named, that's Dart from Legend of Dragoon. Very, again, there's a lot of deep cuts. And so that's the thing. The collecting, of course, you're in the levels collecting coins. You're collecting puzzle pieces that unlock things. The coins can be used to buy gotcha items that fill your little hub world with stuff. And you're finding stranded robots throughout the little planets, and some of them are just plain robots, but then like 190 of them are references to other games.
You said they're stranded?
Yes.
So is this the Strand game also?
It's another Strand game, yes. After Death Stranding, we have finally found the other Strand game.
Oh, is Sam Bridges in this game?
Who is Sam Bridges?
The guy from Death Stranding.
There's a Death Stranding character in the game for sure.
Okay.
Hold on, let me find.
Is Kojima in this game?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Sam Bridges is, and there's Solid Snake. And,
oh my God, you could have them hang out.
Fucking, there's all kinds of Kojima games represented, but yeah, it's weird because like
Snatcher.
I mean, I know that Sony had to make it like about themselves, so the levels have to be about Sony Productions, but it's like Ape Escape being the big iconic thing for the PlayStation 1. Okay, fine, but
It was a
My,
big deal.
it was a huge deal, but it's not like fucking
It's not
Final
Croc.
Fantasy 7. It's not. I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid, but yes, no, it's no. It's no Croc. It's no Gex.
I honestly, Crash Bandicoot would make more sense.
Yes, Crash Bandicoot would make a lot of sense. The thing that I think would make a lot of sense is for there to be more than one PlayStation themed level per area. Like there's all these different planets, and they're all just kind of this weird space robot pastiche. But and you're finding characters from different games in them, but you're not playing levels based on those games. That's and it's not really a complaint. I'm just saying it's odd that they have all these cameos from all these little bots. The game's essentially fucking Funko Pops, the Sony game. Like you're finding just all these weird little bots that vaguely look like things that you used to know, but the levels themselves are not themed after the game. So I don't know. It's odd. But again, it's a lot of fun. The platform is great. The fan service is just off the charts. It is weird. There's a few things that are like conspicuously absent. Like I said, why no Metal Gear Solid, why no Final Fantasy? There's no Final Fantasy bot in the game at all.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Like Square said no to all of it. So there's no Final Fantasy, there's no Kingdom Hearts. The things I was also kind of was looking over the list. I was like, I don't think there's any reference to Gran Turismo in the game. Not that you could make a bot out of Gran Turismo because it's just cars.
Oh,
is there? Can you name? Has there ever been a character in Gran Turismo?
Yeah, the guy in the movie.
Okay, that's what they should have done. They should have brought in the movie guy. One of the things that seemed like an oversight.
David Harbour, is that?
Yes, exactly. Bring in David Harbour as the guy that coaches the Gran Turismo in the movie. There's a few Ubisoft characters, but there's no Assassin's Creed as far as I could tell.
Any Rayman?
There is Rayman.
Okay,
that's thing they added some
need.
recently. So you need more than just Rayman. Ubisoft's more than Rayman. They made Assassin's Creed as well.
Okay, put Will Ospreay in there.
Yes, see that I accept. But one of the big ones for like classic PlayStation, no Twisted Metal, no Sweet Tooth.
That's weird.
That's a weird one. Like that's a PlayStation joint.
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
a big one. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like how is there not Sweet Tooth bot? Like I just
Samoa Joe.
Exactly. But just a little bot with a clown nose and its head's on fire. That's all you need. Yeah. Apparently someone thinks that maybe the reason they didn't do that is because they didn't put any like villainous type characters in the game.
Oh.
So like all the bots are kind of the heroes of the games, which looking through the list, I was like, oh, I guess they're kind of right. Because it's not like, oh, look, I found Dante from Devil May Cry, and look, here's the Virgil bot. No, it's just Dante.
Oh.
But they have now started adding, some bad guys in the DLC. There's a Wesker bot from fucking Resident Evil.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a good guy at all. Or maybe it's Wesker before the twist reveal that he's actually in on it. So maybe it's good Wesker. Okay. But yeah, so like Wesker. But also I'm like, is Sweet Tooth really a villain or is he just a 90s ass motherfucker?
Like fucking chaos.
Yeah, exactly. It's Sweet Tooth, baby. He's,
chaos.
Who could hate Sweet Tooth? Look at him. He's just trying to sell ice cream and kill people. But yeah, I don't know. It's an incredibly fun game. My son loves it. We've played the hell out of it. It's good for him. It's got challenging levels that he can't do that I enjoy. I don't enjoy them too much, but I'm capable of beating them. I don't love a challenge level, but I'm like able to actually play him as opposed to him. It's just it's a really sweet little game. Thinking on it, like, we tried to explain like Death Stranding a little bit. Explain how this fucking world works to me, Jesse. So these are robots that fly through space in a giant PlayStation 5. And it's only, all these robots are only the heroes of their games. The spaceship gets attacked by an alien, and the robots are scattered on the little planets, and Astrobot has to go around and rescue the other robots. But at no point do you encounter like the worlds of all these robots. And then, I don't know, like,
Well,
I'm confused. I think that's the thing. The thing, my hang up is the fact that you're not exploring so many worlds based on so many games. It feels like there's the only thing they could have done to make this make a little bit more tribute sense is make worlds based on the games. I think that's my big hang up here.
well, the thing about space
Space.
is it's very, 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 very big.
That's true.
And so, wouldn't you like another Astrobot game?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want them to just show all their secrets right away?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because who knows
I
how long it
can't-
would take them to make another. I'm just saying, like if you're gonna do the characters being the referential things, do more reference worlds. I don't know. If their whole thing is like they've got these this weird robot space world that they're inhabiting, fucking make weird robot versions of whatever worlds they not just the 5 they did. I don't know. It's a minor complaint. The game's a blast. Tons of fun. I hope they have a lot of success and make another one in the future because my son will play it. I'll play it. We'll enjoy it. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird to play a game that has 190 cameos and 120 games and say, yeah, I'd like a little more. But
Yeah.
here I am being a real bitch about it. So, what can you do? Yeah. It's good. It's good times. You guys should both buy PlayStation 5s just to play it. It's definitely worth the price of admission.
I'd like to.
Yeah. So let's work on that.
All right. It's also fun.
What was that?
Threesomes.
VGM
Oh, word.
threesome.
Oh, a VGM threesome.
VGM threesome. VGM threesome.
All right, gentlemen. So unlike other games in this series, this one has a single-player quest mode that is an action-adventure game with influences of Zelda, Pokemon, and especially Hudson Soft's Newtopia. That's the part that should get you right there. All right, let's see. Let's see what you guys have in this threesome. You starting strong, or do you have to go to the kitchen for snacks? What's up? All right. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so you're both on the right track. With John says Bomberman something, and Johnny says Bomberman Online. This is actually Bomberman Tournament.
Oh.
Yeah, this was one of the
0
requests.
points.
One of the requests in our Discord from Silver Nova, and I watched some of this. It was, I guess they made this game about the time everyone decided they needed their own Pokemon type game.
Oh,
Which,
really?
so like there is a lot of like walking around and blowing stuff up Bomberman style. But you also meet these like animals that you have to like fight against other Bombermen with their animals, which is so there's like a weird Pokemon element to it. And like it looks interesting in a way, like it's very like a link to the past walking around, but you can blow shit up because you're Bomberman. And
Yeah, I
then
like that.
and then there's
Yeah.
like dungeons where there's all the little areas or little Bomberman stages, and you're fighting the monsters and the bosses. But then sometimes like you meet people, they're like, hey, you've got these weird magic animals, let's have them fight. And you're like, okay, cool. It's a weird looking game.
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
Game
So,
Boy Advance game.
what are the names of the animals that are in the Bomberman things? The ones that they ride in the racing game, like the big rabbit things.
Oh crap, I
Or
forget.
is more animals than just those?
Yeah. I think what happens is you crash your rocket on like a planet, and so it's like this new planet, and you're like helping people out, and for some reason these weird animals decide that they want to help you fight people, and it's it's weird.
Hmm.
There is one of those big rabbits, and you can like take a picture of it, which seems interesting. I don't know if you do that anymore in the game or if it's just that one particular scene. But it's a
Yeah,
weird.
and the only other thing I find that would be weird about it is the name Bomberman Tournament, because
Yeah.
that seems like it would imply that this is just a classic head-to-head Bomberman type game, but
Yeah,
this sounds more like a weird adventure game. So,
In Japan, it's
yeah.
called Bomberman Quest, which
See, that makes
more
sense.
Ooh.
Yeah. Why the fuck would they call it Bomberman Tournament? It just
Oh.
seems like it's bound to confuse people.
Yeah,
And so many people were looking for a Bomberman game on the Game Boy Advance.
I know. They still
Jeez.
have like you can play the standard Bomberman mode too, so like you could get some link cables and do that. But then there's that weird quest mode with the Pokemon stuff in it too. It's weird.
Kind of into it, man. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
fucking a quest of bombs. I mean, going
Yeah.
around blowing shit up. That's what's not to love.
oh yeah, it's a.
Yeah.
But that was our first threesome person, and that was Silver Nova in the Discord. All right, guys. So, due to the age of the first game in the this collection, it received the most extensive work um, for um, for which the developers compared it to the quality of a remake, while stating that the other two games were still remasters. And one last hint: that song is usually plays during a controversial sex scene.
Oh, good. I love those.
I think Johnny's trying to draw it. Oh, he says snacks, please. That's incorrect. And John says Silent Hill Collection. That's also incorrect.
Ouch.
This is the Mass Effect trilogy. What?
I used something
and-
besides 0 points.
yeah. Ratings made this request in the Discord. I've only played the first two Mass Effect games. I enjoyed them, but then when the third one came out and people got unhappy and there was all that discourse about the ending, I was like, I just don't want to deal with any of that. So I just never got around to playing the third one.
Yeah, I never got into any of these, man.
They're
don't know.
daunting.
They are.
But
Especially like I missed the whole first one, and like the second one blew up, and yeah, I missed the whole thing.
But there was such a controversy over the whole like sex thing in the first game, and if you watch that cutscene, it is like the softest of softcore. Like you might see a polygonal nipple. I don't know. Like they make it sound like you're gonna see fucking P and V, and the lady's gonna use her head tentacles to give you a handy or something. Like the news made it sound like this was just gonna be, changing everyone's life. It was fucking. The news likes to take shots of video games. You guys notice that?
I mean, that's what video games get for having the audacity to include sex scenes. I mean, I think that when you're like, I don't know, when you say a video game has a sex part in it and the local news gets a hold of it, they think that it's like playable sex, like it's a sex game. That it's that game that's like advertised in front of porn, like play this game for 5 seconds and try not to come or whatever. Like, that's what Mass Effect is. Like, I can't believe they're marketing this to our children. This sex game will make your children come in 5 seconds.
Wait, are you saying if I click the come in 5 seconds, Dad, I get to play Mass Effect for free?
See that?
No.
Can you imagine? Like, you finally click on one of those ads. It's like, yeah, do you want Mass Effect? What? Doesn't even take you straight to the cutscene and just starts creating your shepherd.
And it takes you a long time to even get to that point.
Right,
So,
that's the thing. It's not like it's front loaded with that stuff.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
like oh, you're awake. Good, we can start our sex now.
like it's just like because games want to be kind of movie-ish. So if they're gonna have like a story that might have some kind of romance in it, some movies have a little Pound Town in it. So Mass Effect is no different.
Maybe the problem is that movies. Maybe the problem is that now also the movies don't have very much Pound Town.
Yeah, now it's
like
it's kind of passe.
Yeah, God, we got to get back to movies having Pound Town in them. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I can't imagine like watching a movie. Like, I'm just realizing, like, what if my son never gets embarrassed watching a movie with a sex scene with me in the room? Like, what if he just grows up on these fucking like nicely made sterile MCU movies where no one ever fucks? Like,
good luck showing him Terminator.
I'm saying, like
how are you supposed to do that?
How do I explain that to him?
Yeah,
it's like, son, listen, this is from a long time ago, well over 40 years ago, where people used to fuck.
Yeah,
like,
look, the rest of this movie is really badass. There's just this one part where these guys are gonna wrestle for a little bit.
But also, I mean, in the case of Terminator, like that's important to the plot. That's the whole point. Like, the whole point is they have to.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what happened to the erotic thriller? Like what happened to just like essentially a long episode of Law and Order where someone fucks right in the middle of it, and people used to pay a few dollars to go watch that in the movies.
Yeah.
Bring it back, man. And, that's what Mass Effect is to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex simulator in space that we all
Yeah.
need.
God, just a long movie where occasionally you press some buttons and things have sex in front of you.
Yeah.
It's great.
But yeah, they're fun. Let's go to the next game.
Yeah.
All right, so the team behind this remaster were supplied with buggy and unfinished code by Konami in order to create an updated versions. Apparently, Konami did not store the original finished developmental code in any sort of useful format, and as such, the team were tasked with fixing the bugs from the code along with porting the titles to new formats, which took the team uh, 2 years to complete, the same time it took to make the first game in the first place.
Jesus.
Thanks a lot, Konami.
Right?
Yeah. And
Johnny.
Johnny says Ape Escape, famous Konami game. And John with the correct answer, Silent Hill Collection.
Figured it was coming at some point.
Yeah. And this was requested by Beast Pond in the Discord.
Hell yeah.
So I haven't played a Silent Hill game.
Dude, are we going to be that fucking podcast right now?
Yeah.
Are we just going to out ourselves as three motherfuckers that haven't played Silent Hill?
And there's apparently a remake of Silent Hill 2 that's out now that's apparently really good.
Cool.
So I guess now's the time.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you ever watch the movie?
Yes, the movie's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Johnny, did you watch Silent Hill?
Nope.
Did we did a movie night of that? Not a Game That Tune movie night, but I feel like we put that on in Discord at some point and a lot of people watched it. You weren't there?
I know that doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah,
Wow.
damn. That was was a good time because yeah, the movie it's like not obviously a great adaptation of the game.
Good
I don't
enough.
say that. I don't say that with any knowledge of the
Yeah.
game, but I know by reading the internet that people were not fully pleased with it. But also, it's a pretty nasty fucking horror movie by the end of it. Like I think some kind of religious zealot lady gets penetrated by a barbed wire demon and ripped in half. It's like,
Whew.
all right, yeah, cool. This really got gross.
For me,
So
it's Tuesday.
exactly, yeah. Let's game that Tuesday. For you, the day you were penetrated by the barbed wire demon was probably the worst day of your life. Probably the worst.
Probably.
Yeah, those zealots, man, something about them. They don't like being penetrated with barbed wire. But yeah, so if the Silent Hill games are anything like the Silent Hill movie, they're gross and scary for a little bit, and then mostly unknowably weird.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they I don't know, like I'm intrigued by the series, but I'm also I don't know, like this is kind of the original Death Stranding. Like you're not making me really want to play this. Like there are these awesome horror games, but like what do you do in them? You wander around and shine a flashlight at stuff and get scared by it. Like I don't know, man. There's a
I
lot
hear-
of games out there to play.
I hear this one is more about um like uneasy vibes and like unnerving stuff, like not a bunch of jump scares. Like there's probably a few
Sure.
jump scares, but most of it's just like, man, everything here is fucked up. These people are fucked up. My dead wife is fucked up. I'm fucked up. Like
Okay.
it's all about everyone being fucked up.
I was gonna say before you threw in the dead wife part, I was gonna say that just sounds like the way I live my life every single fucking day. So, do I really need to play a game of it? I'm uneasy at all times. So,
Well, I think
Yeah.
you can stick your hand in toilets and stuff in this game.
what is it with you? What is this, man? Fucking toilet waste podcast? Like, okay, so it's a game where you wander around and there's a bunch of unknowable horrors, and also you can fist a toilet. Wow, Jesse.
I didn't
Fucking-
realize we had Kojima on tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Who are
I am-
you really?
I mean, I am a game designer, so I don't know.
Oh, Jesus, Jesse. Fucking, revealing your true self. That's a question. You're obviously going to plug your, game that you've designed. Is there a card in there where you get to fling shit at people? 'Cause,
Not yet. Damn it. Fuck.
I hate to tell you this,
I
Jesse.
need to
like,
shut this down and be like,
Yeah.
Lloyd, we need to change the rules. It's going to be
Ugh.
called Shitwire.
Shitwire.
We're going to fucking have a fucking shit cards and piss cards.
Toilet fisting
God.
cards.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to secret. we're
Ugh.
gonna- God.
Cards where you
Yeah.
fist a toilet. Cards where you get fisted by a toilet.
Cards
See-
where you are the toilet.
Mm. I'm just wondering, like, at this point, who would it be the funniest from the three of us to actually play a Silent Hill game? Like,
Probably you.
Yeah.
because but I don't know, like, it feels like the kind of thing that you burden Johnny with. It just goes against everything Johnny stands for in video games. Like, just like, I don't know, interminable horror. Like, that's not Johnny's vibe
I
whatsoever.
feel like he would just quit while you would just you would seethe and seethe and seethe.
See, that's the thing. Yeah, I would have no time for this shit, and Jesse would just kind of like breeze through it.
Yeah, I would go. I would
Yeah,
just make
Fucking
jokes and everything.
toilet fisting speed run. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the three of us can play it all at the same time. Maybe we can like race through it or something.
Ooh, I've been thinking about games we could just play and see if we can race just for
Mhm.
fun. Yeah.
Silent Hill 2 race.
Yeah, that's the one we pick.
All three of us play Silent Hill for the first time and try to do it as fast as possible.
In one stream.
Oh yeah, we could do that, guys. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into speed running, racing, Silent Hill games.
Well, just against each other, because there's some
Oh,
people
yeah.
that are really good at games. I don't know. If
no,
you
yeah,
saw the
no,
guy
I don't mean
with the
actually.
saxophone.
Yeah, now we could get Johnny into the whole saxophone speed running thing, but
Yeah, there you
that's we gotta find the game that's right for him. Like Johnny beating Sonic Adventure with a saxophone controller would be pretty fucking cool. But maybe someday. Anyway, Jesse,
That's
it's a good threesome you put together there.
Yep.
But let's take it to the calculating computer, Johnny.
Calculating computer activated.
I'm just trying to say that Yoshi's Cookie is pretty good and you match cookies. Can I say that? Can I? No? Like, fuck, man.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Harrington.
Hell yeah, it is. Congratulations to me. Thank you guys. I appreciate that pat on the back you gave me.
Yeah.
It was God, not our strongest episode, but whatever. A win's a win. I'll take it. Quite a set of games, quite a collection of games and tunes that we brought to tonight's show. So it was a good time. Good times were had. And it's time to think of a theme for our next episode. And I don't know why, but the theme that I was thinking of in case I were to be the winner, I've been dreaming of the mountains. No, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I've been thinking about mountains. I missed out on a family trip to the mountains over the winter break, and I've been craving some mountain time. And I'm thinking, how about games with mountains?
Can it? Never mind.
I'm not going to clarify.
Can like the mountains be boobs? Does that count?
Now, okay. Well, Johnny, you had to ask. I said I wasn't going to clarify.
I was gonna say, can you use mountain as a verb?
Right. That was I thought where your mind was going to go.
Mountain.
Yeah.
I hardly know them.
Fine. Can the game have mountains of breast meat? Yes, Johnny, I suppose it can. Why not?
Yes.
Oh, I can use Death Stranding again.
Here we go. But yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about the mountains, so I want to play some games that have a mountain, maybe a famous mountain in a video game. Seems like a mountain area is it's a common thing in games, and like platform type games. You gotta I don't know, climb it. So you got some rocks tumbling at you, that type thing.
Any kind of snowboarding game.
I'm saying,
Ooh,
you could start at the top of the mountain, go down. Start at the bottom of the mountain, go up. Say what?
The Game of Thrones game that has the mountain in it.
That's a possibility too. Yeah. I guess also the thing, part of why I was thinking of the theme. I've been watching AEW, and they recently announced that Darby Allin's not going to be on the show for a while because he's going to go climb Mount Everest.
Oh, for real? He is doing it? I thought he broke his foot. Fuck.
No, that was last year, man.
Yeah.
But now he's out for a couple of months to train and climb Mount Everest. So, so he's dreaming of the mountains. I'm dreaming of the mountains.
I always thought, climbing mountains was just code for having to spend some time in like state prison.
Right.
Like in Bad Santa.
Okay. Are you asking also if it's a game that could take place in a state prison?
Yes.
Games that feature euphemistic mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Johnny's gonna miss the assignment no matter what.
Games where Billy Bob Thornton beats up a kid.
There you go. There's at least some of them. Johnny would know which ones. But yeah, so games featuring mountains, mountain games. We're gonna be doing some mountain shouting on the next Game That Tune. I'm feeling good about it. So yeah. Can't wait. But as far as this episode goes, guys, it's over. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. Thanks, everybody, watching live with us. Twitch.tv/GameThatTune, Wednesday nights for the Game That Tune live show. We appreciate you guys being there with us. It's in your podcast devices Tuesday mornings, GameThatTune.com, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. Thank you for checking out the Game That Tune podcast. We love continuing to make it for you guys. patreon.com/GameThatTune, the home for awesome exclusives that we recorded a long time ago, and also keeping our lights on at the 24/7 video game music live stream at gttradio.com, and just kind of keeping the bills paid around here. So we appreciate you guys checking out Patreon. We love you guys supporting us. We especially love our absurd fans on Patreon: Daniel Perky, Sam L, Phoenix Tier 2121, Beast Pond, HCO, and Spanky McMasters, a great group of Patreon absurd fans that we've got.
Collection.
Yes, a collection of fans. Patreon's a great place for us to have collected fans, and we found them. We drew them in. They're there. Let's see. Jesse, man, you took a threesome's worth of requests tonight.
Yes, I did.
Fantastic idea, because now you get to thank 3 people again.
Thank you, Silver Nova. Thank you, Ratings, and thank you, Beast Pond.
Hell yeah. Make your requests in Discord. Check the show notes for the Discord link. Join us in Discord. We love hanging out with you guys, chatting along. You guys can make your requests there. You can, see us, share memes and little shit posts and things. If you got a project that you're working on and want to tell us about it, you can promote it. We love learning about, anybody out there that's got a podcast. Come tell us about it. Tell us everything about you at Discord. Speaking of things that people want to promote, Jesse, what you got working on? What you working on there, dog?
So over 12 years ago, I started working on a board game, and it's a spy board game. And well, I had kind of given up on it, to be honest with you. And then like a few years ago, this guy Lloyd emails me and it's like, "Hey, are you Jesse that made Tripwire?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's specific. It is me." And he's like,
I am that Jesse.
"I want to publish your game." And so finally the Kickstarter was live Tuesday, and you could just go to Kickstarter and search all one word Tripwire, and it should pop up a board game about spies, stealth, and cool gadgets.
Yeah. Jesse made a fucking board game, so go to Kickstarter and support it. It's sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Congrats, man! I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
But I'm also really proud of me for winning tonight's episode of Game That Tune.
Of course.
So as cool as Tripwire is, I have to also tell people about my bonus tunes. So we're going home with a game. Let's see. It's a game that came out last year. It's maybe been featured on the show a couple of times. Strangely, one of the games not represented in Astrobot. The game I'm talking about is, of course, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a game in which there's a distinct mountain area. You climb Mount Coral. Was it Corel, Jesse? It's been so long now since I played Rebirth that I forgot how they say it out loud.
Probably Corel. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
So you got to climb Mount Corel. So I say, let's go Mount Corel from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And thank you guys so much again for listening to Game That Tune. We love you. Peace out, everybody. And Johnny, you can do everybody a favor and skip to about 50 seconds into this song. Just get through that long. All right, Johnny, go ahead and fade this down. I know it's a long one. Been a long night. Banjo-Kazooie is copyright 1998, Rare Limited. Death Stranding is copyright 2019, Kojima Productions Company Limited. Astrobot is copyright 2024, Sony Interactive Entertainment LLC. Bomberman Tournament is copyright 2001, Hudson Soft Company Limited. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is copyright 2021, BioWare and Electronic Arts. Silent Hill HD Collection is copyright 2012, Konami Digital Entertainment.